Trouble! Two cars around, one in the wall.
Lot of cars.
Watch your inside. Block her down.
And we have a caution.
Hey, this is Randy the Plumber. Welcome to another episode of the Caution's Out. Got my guest host back, Parker Man. What's happening, Parker?
Oh, not much, man. Live here from Starkville, Mississippi State. Ryan, what's been happening, my man?
You know, just hanging out. A lot of iRacing, getting ready for the year. We're finally getting back to racing, so hopefully soon we'll have a good idea as to what we're doing.
And y'all just met our guest, Ryan Vargas, Xfinity driver. Got a lot going on. He's having fun, enjoying life, I guess, as much as you can during this pandemic. So what you been doing to keep yourself busy, bud?
Yeah, just, you know, kind of what everybody else has been doing, iRacing. A lot of racers have been doing that and winning. I've been doing it and sucking. But I've been having fun, doing a lot of the pro invitational stuff, other, you know, mess around races with some of my buddies and just having a good time, just, you know, passing the time while all this is going on. It's real unfortunate that it's going on like this, but hopefully we'll get through it here soon.
Oh, yeah. Well, good deal. So, Parker, what you thinking about that iRacing? I know you got something on your mind.
You know, iRacing is great. You know, I personally don't do it, but the rumor is that Randy the Plumber is getting a racing rig. Ryan, you want to tell us what kind of racing rig Randy the Plumber man needs to be successful?
Oh man, you know, there's a couple that you could do, you know. For me, I have kind of like one of the entry level stuff. I have a Logitech, it's called a Logitech G29. You can get it at Best Buy. Pretty good stuff. I've used it for about 2 years now. Haven't had any issues. Now, if you really want to step it up, a lot of my buddies, they have Fanatec wheel and pedals. And those things are next level stuff. It's like it's belt driven. The wheel's belt driven. It's not electric. It like with the Fanatec, it's very electric, so it doesn't feel like you're turning anything. It's belt driven with the Fanatec, so it feels like you're actually turning something. It's a really weird feeling.
I probably will turn right into the wall. Parker's going to be laughing, too. See, that's the thing is he's agging this iRacing stuff that I'm supposed to get into.
See, hey, it's okay. I hit the wall, like, every time on iRace. I say it all the time. I'm not good. I do it a lot, but I'm not good.
Yes. So what all's your involvement with the iRacing, man? I hear you heavily involved with that.
Yeah, you know, recently, once the whole closure came down with, you know, I guess you could say quarantine that once it began, I kind of put out there on Twitter, like kind of like a joke tweet saying, hey, what if I put together a race with a bunch of racers, media people, fans, everyone, just get everyone in the racing community involved. And that's not just NASCAR, that's whatever else, whatever form of racing. And I put it out there. I was expecting maybe, you know, a handful of people to like it, some people to share it, maybe get 20, 30 people to, you know, show interest and do it, maybe get a buddy of mine to Twitch stream it. What ended up happening was that tweet within 2 hours circulated throughout the whole racing community. We had a title sponsor, associate sponsors, presenting sponsors, a locked-in field of professional racers, and then we also had a broadcast partner as well in Podium Esports. And it was just me, my buddy John and Austin. My buddies John and Austin. It's three of us, and we formed what was called the E Truck Series Night in America, and it took off. We had 300 fans submit an entry for the first round to race in, and that was for 20 spots. So 300 fans going for 20 spots to make the race.
Wow. I'd say that was
dude, that is awesome.
Yeah, and it filled up within 2 hours. We had to close it. We were planning on leaving it up for a day and a half. We had the entries open for 2 hours, and it capped at 300. We don't know how many more we were going to get, but we ended up having some really big-name racers jump in. Then we also had some of the Coke series, like the iRacing guys, and then you had my buddy who's a NASCAR Mexico Series champion, Ruben Garcia, was in it. You had Xfinity drivers, truck drivers, some Cup drivers, NHRA, World of Outlaws, you name it. There was a racer from that series in it. And it's led to some really good racing. We already had a second race at Richmond, and that one we put a cap. Not only did we put a cap on the entry, but we also had a entry fee, quote unquote. It was a $5 entry fee for the fans to enter. All that money went to Project Hope for the relief, the COVID-19 relief, and we still had 225 people enter. So that was over $1,000 raised.
Oh wow! I didn't realize that, man. This is
awesome.
Yeah, this is some of the untold stories here that nobody gets to hear about. Man, tell us about your charity work. I'm hearing some things about you involved with some charity work. I'd like to know more.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, I was born with what is called craniosynostosis. It's not very well known, but 1 in every 2,000 to 3,000 kids have it. You guys may have seen some kids like an infant wearing like a helmet or something like that, trying to reshape their head. That's one of the ways to solve it. Mine was a little bit more severe than that, but it wasn't severe enough to where it was going to cause me any issues. I had surgery when I was 11 months old. I have this scar. You can't see it because my hair is so long, but it goes all the way around my head. And my hair's so long, I haven't had a haircut in a month and a half. 2 months actually. Wow. But
I feel you,
yeah,
I feel you.
I
got a quarantine haircut, baby.
There you go. You went and you shave it?
That's what I'm talking about.
So
it
sounds like this charity's pretty close to your heart.
Yeah, it's 2 groups. The first one's called Cranio Care Bears. They raise awareness, and they also raise funds for the families who are going through getting the surgery done, as well as give the kids little care packages. I'll show y'all right here. I have my whiteboard next to me, and if I could, there it is. I have the initial render of the car that I ran at Iowa. We ran it. We unfortunately weren't able to secure a sponsor for that race, so I said, let's put the charity on the car, and there's their logo all over it.
That is awesome, man. That is incredible.
Yeah, they really loved it. One of my favorite photos from that weekend, 10 minutes into unloading the car, we were pushing the car through tech, and this kid comes up to me, and he points to his head. He had a scar, and he had craniosynostosis. So we took a picture by the car. I let him, walk all around it, check it out. He loved it. And then sorry to babble on, but another group that I just started working with is called FACES. They're the National Craniofacial Association. So they do more than craniosynostosis. They do like craniofacial differences and stuff like that. So 2 great organizations, really proud to represent both.
That was awesome.
Dude, that is incredible, man. That is awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah,
it's talk fun with that kid about that too, man. I'm sure that kid appreciates those moments.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I recently joined like a Facebook group of parents whose kids have craniosynostosis or people who have grown up with it, and I've kind of joined in and talked about my racing and how I've gone through it and came through having it, and a lot of these people, they respond with they didn't know that that you could still do this. So to kind of be that person to represent that community and be that role model for those kids, it's really cool.
Yeah, I'll say it is. Parker, this guy's awesome right here, buddy.
This guy is also can have a new hero if I help like anybody, and I want to remind everybody, I am actually older than this guy, but this guy is incredible. He is a source to the people, man. Bravo.
Yeah,
thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
We appreciate that charity work too, man. I know it's close to you, and I know why you do it, but we appreciate the fact that you do it and that you represent what you represent. I mean, it's obvious that you run the race of life just to finally get to the track, and that's amazing right there.
Of course, everything. I say it all the time. Everything you do behind the scenes, when it comes to like the charity work or sitting at my desk and writing in my notebooks and going on LinkedIn, doing all this work, doing all the business stuff. And I could sit here and say that I know everything, but I don't. I still have millions of things I still need to learn before I get anywhere near where I need to be. But all that stuff you do behind the scenes is your job. Racing isn't your job.
Yeah.
Doing all that work, keeping in shape, doing all that business, that's your job. Your payment is racing the race car. And whenever I get to race a race car, that means I've done my job.
I like how you said that, man.
I hear you. Yeah.
I like how he said the payment is on the track.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're with JD Motorsports, is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I ran some races with them last year, and hopefully soon we'll be able to get something put together here.
Yeah, nice. I know they do. And look, man, I'm hearing all over, and this is stuff I hear. I hear it on Twitter. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, do I hear it on Twitter about Ryan and his dadgum chicken nuggets.
Yep.
So can you just tell everybody so we can get it all out and open what it's all about with you and the chicken nuggets, baby.
So I kind of put it out there, like saying, like, I'm this chicken nugget connoisseur. I can rate your chicken nuggets and it'll be good. And I started this series on YouTube. Unfortunately, now that this whole COVID-19, came about, we haven't been able to do any. We haven't been able to go to these restaurants and get everybody and get all these racers to come on and do it. But I've done 2 episodes so far, one with Haley Deegan and the other with my buddy Chase Cabry. 2 really good race car drivers and 2 really good friends of mine. So, what the whole thing is, it's kind of like a podcast. It's kind of like this. We're talking, tossing some banter, telling stories, talking about them and letting them have a platform to talk about themselves the way they want to be talked about. And while also, you're eating chicken nuggets. You're eating these chicken nuggets, and at the end, you rate the chicken nuggets. I do it the quote unquote bar stool scale of 1 through 10, but there's obviously the decimal point as well.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people are like, oh, well, how can you rate a chicken nugget? It's just, chicken with some breading. That's it. No. No.
It is. It is not.
It's not just chicken with breading. It's not.
Listen, you got to look at the seasoning. You got to look at the quality of meat. You got to look at the breading. Is it too crispy? Is it too light? Is it too bready? Is the moistness of the chicken making the breading mushy? If it's too mushy, it's going to fall off the nugget. It's not going to be good. There's so many things that make a good nugget. And the best nugget I've had was a 7.2, and it was in Daytona. So I've yet to see an 8. I've yet to see an 8.
So what you're saying is basically you are a professional chicken nugget connoisseur.
Yeah, I would say, I wouldn't say professional. We're semi-professional. We're getting that title here soon.
Semi-professional.
Yeah, we'll get that soon.
Parker, where do you rate yourself on the scale of a chicken nugget connoisseur?
Man, let me tell you, growing up as a kid, all I did was eat chicken nuggets, macaroni cheese, and ranch dressing. I just don't think I'm on the same level as Ryan, though, man. I can't break it down to a time. But if I have to say anything, the best chicken nugget I have ever had is probably going to be, we went to the mountains. We went to a little small
restaurant.
Just
rate it. He gave it a 7.8.
I have to give it an 8. I mean,
an 8.
Oh, he's got an 8 over here.
All right, he gives it an 8. That's a little bit of a rookie score, but you can have it.
So now, Parker, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to, next time you see Ryan, you're going to have to give him some of these 8 chicken nuggets so he can see if they're 8s or not.
Because I've yet to see an 8. Look, I've yet to find one.
The perfect how I scored it was the combination between the chicken and the ranch dressing. I'm a ranch dressing.
Yes.
So I sort of combined it with the ranch and the chicken. That's how I graded it. So, like I said, I'm not semi-professional, like you say, but I do think I've had some pretty good chicken nuggets in my life.
So here's another thing that like restaurants can do to like up their score. Like if that restaurant has a really crappy nugget, but their sauce, they have a signature sauce. And I'm not talking about ketchup or barbecue or ranch. Like if they have their own signature sauce, like McDonald's has their signature sauces, Chick-fil-A has their signature sauces, Wendy's has their signature sauces. If they have a signature sauce and it makes the nugget better, that's an instant 0.5 upgrade. It takes effort to make your own sauce. So I appreciate a good sauce.
These restaurants better understand that if they want an extra 0.5 advantage, they have a cause.
Of course.
Y'all better listen. Ryan has got y'all. If y'all want to bump up 0.5, my boy Ryan has got y'all ready to go.
Exactly.
So I got to ask you, man, you're a race car driver, so you got to have a favorite driver. Who's your favorite driver?
Man, I grew up a Jeff Gordon fan. I got to watch him for the last few years of his career. And then I'm a big Jimmy Johnson fan. I pride myself in having, met and kind of know a lot of the Cup field, but those are two guys that I've yet to meet. And I hope to meet them one day. And I'd love to, like, I've always said, I'd love to just sit down and like have a conversation with Jimmy Johnson and just know, or just like get an idea as to what goes through his head, what his mindset is. Cause he's a 7-time champion. Like, that's insane.
He is 7-time, and we're not, a 7. It's nuts. And he's been out there, 17 years, and he's got 7 championships. I mean, the percentage on that's insane.
Yep.
So, I don't know how I couldn't win one championship. I couldn't. If I went to Daytona to start the season with a fully funded ride, I wouldn't make it to turn 1. Okay, I mean, I wouldn't make it past the green flag because I don't understand how you guys can be rolling and everybody hits the gas pedal at the same exact time. My timing would be off.
So I'll say this. So I tested for the first time at Daytona this year in the ARCA car. And I'll tell you, that's an experience. But also, you get in a pack. And, like, the thing about Daytona and Talladega is the super speedways. You're full throttle. You're not lifting. Like, I don't want to sound arrogant saying this, but it's almost easy to drive a super speedway because all you got to do is turn left and hold the wheel straight, be smooth, and keep your foot to the floor. But when you're in a pack, you got to modulate. You got to keep, the runs going. You got to watch yourself. But at the same time, you're still kind of, relaxed. You're not doing nothing. You're not up on the wheel like a short track. And it just kind of hit me. I was in the middle of like an eight car pack, and I was like going down the back stretch, like, going 180, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, man, I could really just mess up everyone's day so bad right now. Like, it's so easy to do.
I would probably mess up everybody's day, and I'd blame it on a blown tire or something. I mean, I wouldn't say I did it, Yeah. All 4 of my tires blew, and it'd be like, your tires were up. No, they blew.
Yeah, no. They sneezed a little.
That's right. Yep, they sneezed. I like that term.
Yes.
So what's going on, man? I mean, like, I know you're ready to get back to the track and get racing and all that, but how are you occupying all this time?
Yeah, like I said, just we talked earlier about iRacing and stuff like that. I've also been, the last couple of weeks I've started really getting back after it with the business and trying to, make more connections, try to, find ways to market myself and keep going on that aspect. There's so many different avenues that, you have to watch. I mean, my first time seeing you was on TikTok. I just got on TikTok. I got on TikTok back in August, and everyone said that I was nuts for getting on TikTok. And now every single race car driver has a TikTok. So
I think I'm right, because TikTok can be a lot of fun.
Exactly. And I mean, I've had now at this point, I think TikTok is one of my highest engaged social media platforms of them all. So it's quickly gone from being just a fun thing I wanted to try out to now being an actual platform that I can continue to promote myself. So, it's how I manage that. It's how I manage Instagram. It's how I manage Twitter. It's how I put together iRacing events. It's how I secure sponsorships. It's how I shake this guy's hand. There's so many different ways you gotta attack. And I'm just trying to learn it all.
Well, cool, man. Cool. I'm glad you're on TikTok. I have a lot of fun on there.
Oh, yeah.
I got, 160, 70,000 followers on there that it's my job to keep them cracked up.
Exactly.
And
well, you do a good job of it.
Evidently, I cracked you up at some point. So.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got a bad rap for that crap.
You came across on my on my For You page, and I was like, oh man, this is great. So I was happy to see there was a NASCAR fan out there and getting all riled up about it, because it's good.
Well, we
need that.
You got TikTok. I'm sure you have over 1,000 followers.
Yes.
TikTok. Do you ever do lives on TikTok?
I do a handful. I've done 2 so far. I need to do more. I haven't done many on there.
I tell you what, that's really where you can have a lot of fun on TikTok, is because you're interacting with people live. It doesn't cost them anything, and it's a great little deal. But I got on TikTok October of last year, and I've probably done 150 lives now.
Wow.
And it's a blast, dude. It's a
blast. That's awesome.
So one night when I'm live, come in the live, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, I get absolutely crazy. I start playing the guitar and singing. I'm going to tell you what the funniest part about that. I can't play a guitar nor sing. Okay? I can't do one. So, but I give it hell. Yeah. But I have a lot of fun on there.
You have to have fun with it. That's the thing. If you're not having fun, then, it ain't worth it.
Yeah. So what's your TikTok handle?
My TikTok is Ryan Vargas _23. Right. Just been on there, been working on it, and trying to get more content pushed out.
Y'all heard him. If you're watching this, go follow Ryan on TikTok. Show him some love. Parker, you got a TikTok handle?
Sadly, I don't. But man, after listening to Ryan and listening to you, man, I think I need to go get me one. But I don't know if I'm as funny as you are, man. I just don't know.
It ain't about being funny. It's about being original and being yourself.
I was about to say, you got to do your own thing.
You like TikTok is one of them things where the dumber you are, the better it is.
He's right. I made a video the other day of a wreck that I was in, and I put it in reverse. And I said, look at all this great sportsmanship moment. Everybody's working together to fix each other's race cars. And it's just a wreck played in reverse.
I got to go watch that. That. Well, man,
they're all really good.
We appreciate you coming on, dude. Tell us about those charities again and how people can get involved with those.
Yeah, definitely go check out those charities. Like I mentioned, Cranial Care Bears and Faces, the National Craniofacial Association, 2 charities that are 2 nonprofits that are very big in the craniofacial and craniosynostosis communities, both for very good causes. Both I hold very close to me. So make sure you guys check them out. It's just really good to be a part of that.
All right, Parker, you got any last questions for Ryan?
All right, so Ryan, me and you are of the younger generation of racing, right? But I got some friends that their idea of NASCAR racing is, well, it's just another left turn. Well, we have another left turn. What would you say to those guys to get them more involved in NASCAR?
I would say the first thing you need to do is take them to a race. Take them to a race. Walk around. The races are long, and yes, at the end of the day, yes, on paper, from the non-race fan's eye, it is left turns all day, which on paper it is. But you also got to look at everything that goes on, the strategy, the wrecks, the loud noises, everything that goes on, the pit stops. Wander around the track, meet the rednecks, meet the new fans. Like, there's so many. You're going to meet so many new people. You're going to get involved with such a great community, and it's so. Oh God, my iPad went nuts right now. But you'll meet so many people that are just so into a sport. It's by far one of the most fan-driven sports out there.
Yeah. Well, I got something. Yeah. I got something for you before we step out, man.
Yeah.
Is there a finer harmony? Okay. Is there a finer harmony on planet Earth better than 40 Cup cars taking a green flag at Talladega? Is there any better sound on the planet to you?
No. I say it all the time. My mom gets on me all the time. She says, you need to get other hobbies besides racing. And for me, it's like, I moved across the country for this. All I do, I wake up in the morning and I got the whiteboard that's right behind me. This is my bed right here. My whiteboard's right here. So I wake up and that's the first thing I see. So racing's all I want. Racing's all I talk about. And racing's all I watch. So, nothing's better than hearing race cars start up. Nothing's better than hearing them go up to the gears and, get to racing.
I tell people all the time, and I take a lot of people to Talladega for their first time. And
that's perfect.
I took 16 teenagers over there about 4 years ago. for the fall race. And, man, that was a lot of fun. I tell you what, we had a blast. I had all these, my son's friends, and it was just great. And I told them, I said, all right, come Sunday, y'all going to hear the most beautiful sound on the planet. And they're like, man, you don't know what you're talking about. And I said, when those cars come down and take that green flag and make that first lap, I said, if chills don't come up your back, you're not human. And here it come. They took the green flag, and the first caution come out, and every one of them come over to me one by one and said, Mr. Randy, that's the most beautiful sound I've ever heard in my life.
Yep.
It is fantastic.
And I'll tell you this, taking them to Talladega was probably the best decision. It's one of the – I say it all the time, the best tracks to go as a fan are both the super speedways and Bristol. And it's not because of the racing. It's not because of what they are. It's because how well you can see everything, and because of the racing. I shouldn't say it's not because of the racing. You know, Bristol's a stadium. Daytona is a stadium, just elongated. And Talladega is huge. So there's nowhere that you're not going to see the action. You're always going to see the action, and it's awesome.
I'll tell you what, they got that Take a Kid Fishing campaign that's been going on for decades. I think somebody needs to start up a nonprofit called Take a Kid Racing, and let's see if we can't get more kids to the racetrack. And
that'd be fun. I like that.
Yeah, let's think about that, man, because, I mean, you think about it, especially with this nonprofit you work with, we could bring some of those kids to the track. We could go out and get, we could go out and get a variety of kids from different situations and different walks of life that would never experience a NASCAR race through something like that and get them to the track.
Funny you mentioned that. I actually kind of made like a self-promise to myself. Once I get my whole schedule figured out, I'm going to start doing it. But I told myself this year that every race that I do, I'm going to bring a family from that community to the races. Whether it's one of their kids that have it or if it's one of the adults, I'm going to try to get a family there and let them enjoy, not just from the stands. I'm going to get them pit passes so they can hang out with the team in the car and be on pit road if they want. It'll be just give them the whole experience.
Can I be one of those families?
Come on. Let's go.
I'd love to come hang out with you at a racetrack, dude. We're going to do that. Yeah. As soon as the fans are allowed back and you're at a track, we'll hang out for a little bit and see what's going on.
That'd be awesome.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you coming on, and I can't thank you enough, and I'm glad that you've got to talk about your charities. Maybe some people can get involved there.
Yeah, no, thank you guys for having me. I love doing shows like this. It's always fun.
All right.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
You just got to see us talk to Ryan Vargas, find out what's going on in his life, what's happening, and all that good stuff. But look, we got a couple of diehard NASCAR super fans here, Alfred and Fred. Fred is a diehard Kyle Busch fan for some unknown reason. Woo! And then Alfred has I don't know what he's done. He's aligned himself with Kurt Busch, and he claims he goes all the way back to when Kurt Busch was in diapers. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. He claims it, and he claims he's trying to tell you something. You ain't listening. But what's going on, guys?
All right, what's going on? We're talking about Kyle Busch being the best NASCAR driver in NASCAR history now.
Yeah, he's going to try to talk about Kyle Busch. Fred, what you got to say for yourself?
I ain't got too much to say right now. I want to hear what we got to say about Kurt Busch first.
Well, I can tell you what he's going to say about Kurt Busch. All right, he's going to tell you Kurt Busch is better than Kyle Busch. Okay, but we'll hear it straight from Alfred. So he wants to know what you think about
championship in Winston Cup. Has Kyle Busch won anything in Winston Cup? I don't think so.
He's got a point right there. He's got a point. Kyle Busch ain't never.
That's why.
Kyle Busch has never raced in a Winston Cup race.
Yeah. I didn't know he was going to have anything for me, but he's got me there, I guess.
He says he didn't know. He didn't know
because he don't know anything about Kyle Busch. All he does is eat M&Ms.
Oh, now look, he's got this big old flag hanging. He's got a statue of Kyle Busch in the background.
I see it.
He's got my back.
I think Fred is asserting his dominance with the merchandise. So we got to let Fred chime in first on this question right here. All right, simple question, Fred. Nothing difficult. Who's a better race car driver, Kurt Busch or Kyle Busch?
Kyle Busch.
You hear him, Alfred?
Well, all I can say is Kyle Busch ain't never won the IROC championship.
How many snowball derbies did Kurt Busch win?
Oh, here we go. He's bringing it up.
Kurt Busch don't race in the snow. That was a race car, not a snowmobile.
How many different tracks has he got wins at?
How many doesn't he have wins at? He's won at every track.
But while you boys are arguing, I'm going to throw you the stats, okay? Kurt Busch is 41. Kyle Busch is 35. That just means he's got more experience than Kyle Busch. Oh, did I say that out loud? All right. So
you're talking with your heart.
Kurt's got 31 wins, but that does not compare to Kyle's 56 wins. Fred, don't you think the more wins should qualify for something?
I'm pretty sure that guy's got his own it's not a trophy room, it's a trophy house that just holds trophies. But I might be wrong. I've never been to his place. But if I had that many trophies, I'm pretty sure I'd just build a house around them.
Well,
you'd have to. They're all from the Xfinity and the trucks.
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa! Oh, shit.
I think we got 56 Cup wins. I think that beats out Kurt Busch.
Oh, no.
Well, they call Kurt Busch the outlaw because he don't stay nowhere where he's not winning. He moves around.
I think he's got us in top tens though. I think only by a couple. I think he's got 300 or something, and we're just got like 290 something. But
oh, is that all? 290 something top tens? That's all?
Yeah, that's it.
Most American men dream of driving those cars and getting one top 10, and he's only got about 300. It ain't no big deal, you know.
Hey, Randy, somebody in 2010 has got a record for the most wins across all three series, which was like an astronomical number. It was like 24 or 5 or 24, I think. Who was that?
24 what?
24 wins across the Cup Series, Xfinity, and trucks in one season. 24.
There's only one series that matters, and that's the Cup Series.
Hold on. I got to answer his question. What driver was that? Okay, and it hurts my heart to say that it was Kyle Busch.
I know it hurts bad.
Yeah, it does hurt. But that's also the year 2010 that Kurt Busch won the Coca-Cola 600.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. Yeah. Here we go. Let's don't forget this.
Yeah.
Has Kyle Busch ever won the 600 yet?
What year was that?
2010 for Kurt Busch.
2010.
Coca-Cola 600.
Oh, somebody.
The string of 600s that Kyle Busch kept wrecking out. Every 600 he was in, he wrecked out for like 6 races in a row. He couldn't finish the 600.
This man knows his history.
I'll tell you what, I don't know my history, but I know how to hate that son of a bitch of Kyle Busch, and I hate him with a passion.
Woo, Fred.
You know what, Albert? Hey, Albert, I got to tell you, man, back in the day, I used to hate Kyle Busch. I hated him, just like everybody else. I hated him. Then it got to a point where I kind of started tolerating him. You know what I mean? Because
their relationship grew, is what he's saying. Their relationship
kind of tolerating. Then I went from tolerating him to kind of admiring him. For his passion, for and his drive for winning. No matter what he said on camera, he was just out there to race, and second place is the first loser. Then I became a fan.
Okay.
Because it's kind of like I love Donald Trump. It's kind of like, sometimes we say things that maybe people don't look at a certain way, in the heat of the moment. And I don't know. Just
So Kyle Busch has never changed, but you changed. You adapted to like him.
Hey, I don't think Alfred's buying this shit.
Yeah, Kyle Busch has been a crybaby ever since he's been racing them bandoleros out in Las Vegas.
Fred is trying to sell it. Fred is trying his best to sell you this line of crap, but you ain't buying it.
Yeah. I've been hating that guy all my life, man. No way.
Hey, so is his brother, buddy. So is his brother.
Oh,
that's why he said he would have wrecked him if he had called him.
Brotherly love.
Yeah, they have some brotherly love. Why can't they race side by side without wrecking one another?
Bell rang. The bell rang. You got to stop throwing punches.
Can't.
Oh, I tell you what, Fred, you got your work cut out for you because this man knows what he's talking about.
I know he knows the shit, but
he knows the shit from years ago. I told you, he goes all the way back to Kurt Busch, to diapers. Goes all the way back to diapers with him. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you right now, the Outlaw ran Jimmy Spencer out of NASCAR.
Jimmy Spencer, baby.
Wow. Oh.
Man, so Fred, Kyle Busch has won 2 championships, okay? And we're not knocking that. But one of them was a short season. So a lot of people don't think, that was a true championship.
Well, how many does Kurt have again?
He's got one.
Are you sure that Kyle Busch has 2 championships?
Yep, I'm sure.
I'm going to have to go to my stat sheet, dude.
Fred, you want to tell him the years?
2015 and 19, brother.
Oh, I hate that son of a bitch.
Remember the one in 15 was a short season.
When he had a broken leg, right?
Yes. So him and Kurt both have won championship through a full season.
Hey, not to get off the subject, but they're gonna let Kenseth race for a championship. I heard too.
They are. Yep, and they're gonna let Newman in too.
And Newman too.
Yep.
Which
Hello, Newman.
Hello, Newman.
But yeah, that's they're giving them exception to be able to run. It's a sponsorship thing, man.
Hey, it is. You're exactly right.
Kansas can't run for the championship. What's his sponsors going to say?
Yeah, But not to get off the subject, but I know you guys big sports fans. You watch ESPN.
Big sports fan. Me big fan.
Okay, ESPN, has these little awards deals that they do. They call them ESPYs.
Oh, here we go. I know where you're going with this.
And Kyle Busch has 2 of those ESPY awards, and I'm trying to think about Kurt. I don't ever remember seeing him on there.
Yeah, I don't know what ESPY award is. They're fake.
It's all across the whole sports board: basketball, baseball, auto racing.
It's a little gross.
Hold on a minute. Wait 1 second. Them guys from ESPN won't even call NASCAR a sport.
He does have a point there.
Yeah, but they give the awards to drivers. Kyle Busch got it last year again. By the way, that's twice.
Yeah, he can have them all. Take all that stuff. Give it to his son Braxton.
Oh, yeah. It's just a little trophy. It's not like it's a car or anything like that, or a grandfather clock, or
Hey, like I said, build a house around the trophies.
I hate that Kyle Busch. I hate that bitch.
Tell us how you really feel.
Me? Sorry. But yeah, I do. The worst thing I've ever seen Kyle Busch do, and there's 2 things I got. First point is, Joe Gibbs, when he up there and he won his first championship, he said there's nobody that cries more than Braxton except for Kyle Busch. That's a true statement. It was on the award shows. You seen it. I seen it. We seen it. Did he or did he not say that?
We all saw it.
We saw it. But the thing that really set me off against Kyle Busch was when he wrecked Ryan Hornaday, and Hornaday was in the trucks running for a championship, and Kyle Busch went up there and wrecked him for no reason, under caution, drove him into the wall, and ruined all hopes of his championship. And ever since that day, I'm done with Kyle Busch.
Shame, Fred. Shame. Shame.
Hey,
That's bad.
I hear it. I hear it all
And
the
you
time.
said it yourself, Fred. Kyle Busch hasn't changed. You changed.
That's right. That's right. I changed because I like winners. You know, I'm like Chip. I'm like
Hey,
Chip
remember that
Ganassi.
time in Charlotte
Eli.
where him and Harvick got into it and he ran from Harvick?
Yeah, Fred. What about that time? Huh? What we got?
Hey,
I remember all
Give me a beer.
of his greatest
And
moments.
jump into this. I can answer all those questions.
Boy. So, Fred, you got some explaining to do, man. Alfred just burnt your cookie.
I didn't hear it. My wife was talking to me. I'm sorry.
He wants to get up. Get up, Fred. Let him sit down.
Yeah,
Get
tell
up,
her to come
Fred. Let him sit
down
down.
and
She's
let's see
Kyle
what
Busch,
he
man.
has to say. But yeah, he just baked your cookie, bud. He just baked
I
your
know.
cookie.
I heard him. I was just playing with you.
He took your cookie and he overcooked it by a lot.
Sorry. I didn't do that. Kyle Busch did that. That's true.
He's still cooking your cookie.
Well, I'm just saying. That's what happened.
You know what gets me, Randy?
What's that?
How Kyle Busch is so successful as a race car driver and still owns KBM, right?
Yeah.
And is Joe Gibbs' right-hand man,
Yeah.
you know, and does all this stuff
Doesn't that
outside
make you
of the
stick to your
track.
stomach? Have you ever driven one of these things?
That's it. IROC, baby. International Racing Champions. They quit doing that when Kyle Busch was in diapers.
International. Daytona 500 Rookie of the Year.
I love
Indy
IROC.
500.
I miss the old IROC series, man. I miss
I
it.
get it.
I miss it a lot.
I miss it too. Here's one for the old IROC right here.
One for real NASCAR, right?
That's right.
Get my NASCAR hat now.
Uh-oh. He's up to something, Fred.
Hey, get my NASCAR hat, boys.
Oh, he's getting serious, Fred. He done went and got his hat.
What's my NASCAR hat? Real
Winston
NASCAR.
Cup, Fred. Winston Cup,
That's
baby.
it.
Oh,
Wilkesboro.
Boy. You're not playing fair, Alfred. You're not playing fair because you done got serious now.
I'll go get my Harry Gant hat.
Go get it. I like to see it.
Harry Gant. That was my man back in the day.
High and wide.
So we can agree on Harry Gant.
Yeah, we can agree on Harry Gant.
Alfred, is that reasonable enough for you to agree on Harry Gant?
Agree, but what about him?
That we can all mutually agree that he was great.
Was he actually great?
Yeah, he was great. He was great at something.
I mean, he did win some races now, yes.
Yeah, well, you got to be great to win one race.
Do you?
And
Yeah, I would accept that. You're absolutely right. I mean, you don't just show up to NASCAR and start winning.
no, not usually.
You got to pay your dues to win in NASCAR.
Yeah.
You got to know how to drive, and you damn sure got to know how to wreck them. That's Kyle Busch.
If I had to say the last rookie that went on to be extremely successful quickly would be Kyle Busch. I hate to say that, but it would be because he went straight from basically being a rookie to winning a lot of races.
You're 100% right.
They had great equipment too. Great equipment.
Yeah, because he started with Hendricks.
Yes, he did until that little deal. I believe it was at Phoenix.
That's correct.
Fred, you remember that little mishap in Phoenix when Kyle Busch was driving the 5-car for Hendrick Motorsports?
Yes.
Well, what happened? Refresh our memory.
Yeah. I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Junior have to finish that race or something?
All right, buddy.
Yeah. You know, that was my hating days back then. So
We were all on the same ship then, huh?
I hear you. Well, I think we can all agree that both of them Busch boys are great drivers in their own right.
absolutely, I love Kurt Busch, man. I really do. You know, and he's come a long way. You know, he had some problems a few years ago. We all know. We ain't got to talk about it, but his his demeanor, his appreciation for the sport, his appreciation for where he's at, I mean, has really done him some justice. I mean, I love watching him race. He races hard, and man, he's not done yet. Him and Newman are got to be the oldest, the longest running
41
now, right?
Yeah, yeah. His little brother can learn a thing or two.
Yeah.
Saying.
Well, I know y'all are pretty jazzed up about Darlington on the 17th, man.
Yeah.
No fans. I mean, it's going to be awesome, dude. And they're going to unload and run.
I'll tell you what I'm jazzed up about is this weeknight race. You know what I mean? This Wednesday night shit.
Yeah, 7 races in 11 days.
That's cool. Yeah, they canceled Chicago, Richmond, and Sonoma. Gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Well, I know both of you have been around long enough to know that it seems like over some years NASCAR has kind of forgotten about us. It's some of us older fans and some of us fans that felt like we built the sport for them.
I've got family members that we went through this years ago. They left the sport because of that. You know what I mean? And never come back. My dad was the only one that he kind of went away a little bit, and then he come back around because it was something that me and him shared. I think that's why he did it. But other than that, I've got a lot of family members that left the sport. So.
Well, I think that right now NASCAR is showing us their love. That's what I think. I think they are showing the love because it's all it can be because it's all television. Okay, I mean the fans can't even be there, but I think NASCAR is taking this opportunity to say we really need to show some love to these fans. They ain't had no sports, and let's give them a whole lot of racing because it's unbelievable the schedule.
I've seen the new director of NASCAR on that Dale Jr. Download show. That's a really good show. Y'all should check that out if you don't. Because he has a lot of historical people on there. Plus, he's in tight with these people that run NASCAR. And that's what the guy was saying. Well, we got all the young people interested from this iRacing. Now we want to keep them interested with the real racing. Yeah. And that's why he wants to run those races as fast as he can to keep them watching. That's what that midweek racing is kind of about, too. Is to keep the people watching the racing. And I watched that Wilkesboro race today. Yeah. It wasn't so bad. I call it cartoon racing, but whatever. Yeah. I'll watch a race.
It is. It's
I've seen some Twitter battles going on about people getting upset that we call it a video game, but I mean it's a damn video game, and that's all it is. I mean, there's people high up in NASCAR that call it a video game. You know what I mean? And when there's no
generation, that's all we know to call it.
Well, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've played it. That it's realistic to a certain extent. Okay, but we've seen it on television, and hey, I appreciate something to watch during this shit that's been going on. So I'm not mocking it, but I will say that when there's no risk involved of injury, there's no dealing with the owner that you wreck their fucking
they got a reset
car,
button.
You know what I mean?
Reset button.
Then people are gonna play. They're gonna play freaking derby. You know what I mean? There's gonna be races. The top 10, we've seen it race in and race out. The top 10 race because they want to win. The guys that know they don't stand a chance of winning just sit there and wreck each other. You know what I mean? Because there's no consequence for it. It doesn't
like
cost
Hamlin did today. He done wrecked that Ross Chastain right out the way.
And it's fun. It's fun, but it's not racing, man. It's just not. You can't compare it.
Well, I'm excited to get back to racing, man. I really am. I'm ready to see him on the track. I made my pick today for the Darlington winner. I sent it to him via Twitter. So, I actually sent one of the drivers for that race via Twitter that I picked them to win that race.
Clint Boyer?
I ain't saying who it is. I'm not saying who it is, but they got the message.
Candyman.
Huh?
The Candyman.
The Candyman. No.
What was I going to say?
I'm not going to say. But, I sent them a direct message. But look, we're fixing to close this thing out. Let's hear what you got to say, Alfred, in defense of Kurt Busch in closing.
Does there have to be a defense of Kurt Busch? What has he done wrong? The man's the greatest driver in NASCAR. How could you mount a defense for that? They call him the outlaw. He brought front row racing up from nowhere. They wasn't doing nothing until he got in that car. Chip Ganassi Racing, he brought him up. He got the boy Kyle Larson under his wing when he was there. Anyway, I don't see how you don't got to defend anything about what Kurt Busch has done.
All right, Fred, what you got to say?
Well, first of all, Albert, it's been a real pleasure being with you on the show, even though you're a Kyle Busch hater. But it all comes down to this. The man builds a house around his trophies. That's what Kyle Busch does.
You keep harping on that, Fred, like we didn't hear you the first 47th time.
That's it. It's all about the trophies, man. It's not about second place. It's not about 10th. It's not about how long you've been in NASCAR. I mean, it's about the trophies. That's it. If you ain't first, you're last. Trademark Ricky Bobby. Second place is the first loser. Trademark Kyle Busch.
Magic man.
Can't believe it.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all coming on. And
hey, okay, it's nice meeting you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Albert.
Y'all both been sports,
Take
buddy.
care of yourself.
Appreciate you.